So I have not seen literally any of. I watched. I in the recent past 2 days I watched Mitrid's any percent glitchless runs a bit. So I saw some stuff already in terms of like tech that they use.
Yeah.
But I assume it will still be pretty different.
Yeah. The overall route I think is very much similar, but
Okay.
we got a lot more items because we need more items to progress through the game while blindfolded. But you'll see when we get there.
Okay. I guess I'll just go ahead and start, right?
Yes, let's go. We have double the power.
Yes. Look at this beautiful blindfold in the top right. This beautiful guy.
Okay.
So I will also, like, if it's okay, I'll probably ask like some questions during the run, just like because I'm curious about it when I will learn it myself.
Yeah, go for it. That's what we're here for, I think.
Yeah. Okay, so first thing, samurai class.
Yes.
Any reason, I guess.
Yeah, we need a bow. And this class starts with a bow.
Okay.
Later on, I rerouted this, so we actually don't need the bow at the moment with the current strat I'm using, because we need a different bow than the one we have. Then the second thing we want from this class is a sheath weapon, which basically means you can hold down the key and it, yeah, it'll keep the animation. That's gonna be used for a glitch later on.
Okay. And that was a scripted fight, right? Like you can.
Yeah.
Can you even defeat this guy in the beginning?
Yeah, you can defeat him. You get a weapon for it, but it's not useful for the speedrun, so we just jump off a cliff.
Oh yeah, also, wait, if I can pause it really quick. I want to point out here, where's my webcam? There's also a hand cam, and look at this keyboard that Pennek uses. You can see like all the keycaps are like out.
Yeah.
So it's the classic really cool strat.
I have you to thank for that. You were like at ESA, why don't you take the keycaps off? And I was like, huh, wait, I can do that? Maybe I should do that. And yeah, it works really well.
Yeah, it's nice that it helped. Like I also used it in Deltarune, as I told you, like to not press wrong buttons, because it's the only game I played on keyboard actually.
Oh really?
Yeah. I think it's really a very easy way to like make sure to not press wrong keys.
Yeah, it is. Oh yeah, also something you'll probably notice is we're not playing on the earliest patch. Normally that's what you'd think, right? Because that's where least things are patched. But the camera lock was actually only introduced in patch 104, so 4 patches after the initial one. So there's quite a few glitches we can't do. Maybe you've seen it in other runs where they like fly around with the horse. We can't do that one.
Okay.
Yeah, and a few other ones, but yeah, it's I don't know why they didn't add it as part of the game.
Yeah, I mean it's also the first like Souls game that has a lock cam in any way, so. I think in Dark Souls 3, I mean, yeah, I had to mod it in, so I guess.
Yeah.
I guess Sekiro had no. Did it?
No, they don't have it either.
Okay.
So I'm actually just happy it's in the game.
Yeah, it's super nice. When I saw that option, also, I was like, wow, that is amazing. So I assume you don't kill the tree senator.
No, we actually just quit out here to reset the aggro. In an old strat. I was gonna get the grace right there, and it's actually lined up really well. So you just, as soon as you hear the pop up from the new area, you just hold forward left and you get to the grace.
Okay.
But the strat has already become so optimized that I don't want to like pick up extra graces, even though it's like right there. So we just
I guess it takes a couple of seconds always to activate, and then do you usually reset your position afterwards as well, like reload to the grace, or?
Yes, we'll be doing that a lot. It's like one of the only ways in the game to renormalize your position. That is.
So it's normalized
fast.
After you reload and like quick travel or something. Like you always end up in the same angle, or.
Exactly.
Ooh, that's cool.
And same angle, same position. It's really good.
Okay.
I missed the grace here. That's not supposed to happen. But
okay.
I think it was like 1 beat off or something.
do you count footsteps or some beat count or?
Yeah. I don't know. You usually don't call it beat counting because I count like the animation cycles, so I
Yeah.
hear the footsteps.
Yeah.
Yeah.
No, yeah, it's definitely also counting, I guess.
Hello, Nico. Yeah, it's basically what we're doing gonna be doing the whole run.
Okay, but like based from the running animation then?
Yes,
Or...
exactly.
Okay. And do you hold sprint and stuff as well?
Yes, I hold sprint.
Okay.
It's a little more complicated for like using the horse because when you initially get on it, you don't want to hold any movement key, and depending on what floor you're on, sometimes that makes a sound as well. So I usually don't count when I get on the horse as well. It's a little complicated and you have to get used to it, but it works.
And here the cool nobody can see what's happening strat.
Yes.
Did you route it like specifically like that, or did you not come up with any other good strat with different camera?
I like turning. One thing you'll see a lot is turning the camera is actually really slow because you have to wait for the camera to turn with you. So we don't actually want to do it. I think at first I had a lot of strats where I did camera turns, but they were just so slow. And once I got a feel for what movement would get me there, I just opted to not do it.
Yeah, makes sense.
This is a really cool strat. So when you fall down here, you get invaded. There's an invader here, which is why you see the fog wall hub up. But there's a small timing where you can actually quit out and go back in. And before the fog wall spawns in, you can go past it.
Oh, okay.
So we can get the gray stats on the other side and then run back out and fight the invader.
And then in case you die, you respawn there, or?
Exactly. So it saves some time.
I remember this invader from my casual playthrough, but I don't know exactly what he dropped. I guess something important.
Yes, so we have to kill the invader. He drops a weapon called Reduvia, which we're going to be using with a glitch called Pivot Swap, which allows us to do insane damage to the Godskin Noble in Volcano Manor.
So it's... I will see later, I guess.
Yeah, you'll see later. It's basically a glitch where whenever you turn around and lock onto something, your character does like a pivot. In that time frame, if you're using a skill, so let's say with the sheet weapon, he's gonna go into the stance that you see me do here, and while he's turning around and in the stance, you can open your menu and swap the weapon out. And then if you hold skill again at the end of it, so you'll have to do all the menuing in that pivot, it'll think that you're still holding the weapon you did at the start. So you can get the damage from one weapon with the animation from another, and the hitbox from that weapon as well.
Okay.
Yeah. It's kind of tricky to get down, but yeah, we'll see it when we get there.
I guess it's... I guess you died here, that was not part of the plan.
Yeah, this is one of the biggest RNG parts, because I have to fight the invader blindfolded, and I don't have any good weapons yet. I don't really have anything, so we're gonna bash our head against the wall. Okay, so it's just literally like a normal fight. Exactly. Okay. There's like some audio cues you can listen for whenever I specifically pick a woman for this fight, because we can hear her get hit, and I know it's not the same sound as him getting hit. Oh, wow, that is smart. Yeah, so sometimes she doesn't make a sound, which is a little annoying, but yeah. I think it has some cool dodges here as well. Incredibly close. One hit and I would have been dead here. Wait, there's also this other summon here. Does he help you? Yeah, right. Yes. So I'm basically just stalling until he gets here and takes aggro. And that means I can heal up again and I can go in and do chip damage. Yeah, exactly, Miko. It sounded, from what you described, it sounds very much like the Ocarina item glitch or something you were explaining. There was also, in the other Soul games, there's also pivot swapping, but like a bit different, I think.
I
Yeah.
think in Dark Souls 1 you use it these days to wrong warp because you like swap from a spell to like an item or something, and then it gets all messed up. I don't know if it's the same concept, but
Yeah, I don't know. I haven't speedrun that game.
okay. Yeah, but I definitely heard the term like
Ice right
pivot
ahead.
swapping.
Okay, yeah.
And that was the Reduvia weapon.
Yes. And the important part here is that it's a blood weapon, so we'll be doing bleed damage. And yeah, Godskin Noble is... Yeah, with an unupgraded Reduvia, that's what we're going to be using to melt him. All of the blood damage. I think it does percent HP or something, like 20% or something.
Okay. And how consistent is all the overworld movement? Like, you have to travel quite far with the horse and, like, on foot, I guess. Like, is it manageable?
It is very consistent.
Really?
I am very surprised with how consistent it is. When
Yeah,
I set out to start this, I thought it was going to be hell, but it's actually really good.
Yeah, that's what I was also thinking. Like, probably, like, the bosses and stuff, if you can get, like, glitches with, like, lots of damage, it's, like, still okay, but, like, the whole movement... But if you say it's like pretty good, then it surprises me also.
Yeah.
Especially also in like Dark Souls 3, when I guess the camera is also a bit different there with my weird mod. But even there, like the first area, just like to traverse it, it was quite painful.
Yeah, I noticed when watching you. Oh god, I do not want to do that. Like, I think for Sekiro, you have like the ledge protection. You can't actually walk off ledges if you're walking, and it's also very linear levels. But for Dark Souls 3, if you're stuck on a boss, there's like no alternative. You just have to get through it.
Yeah.
Okay, yeah, but you can tell like with the consistent movement, I end up in the same spot every time here.
And you aim for like corners and stuff to like know where you are, or is it?
Yes. So this last corner is just for renormalization.
Okay.
Also another hidden strat. So for anyone who hasn't played the game, normally you have to go kill a boss to go to the second area of the game called Liurnia. We're in Limgrave right now, but there's also this hidden path that you can take to go around instead, and that's what we're going to be using right now.
Oh, okay.
We'll also be doing a glitch here just to save a little bit of time called the wrong warp. So so the overworld is basically sectioned into tiles, and every tile has a default position. So it's basically a square. So whenever you travel and then quit out, Alt F4 out of the game gets confused and doesn't know where to put you, so it puts you at the default location. And it just so happens to work out that default location is somewhere we have to go.
Okay.
So we're up on a very high cliff right now, and we want to go down. And to go down, it's a bit tricky. Instead, we can just do the force quit here.
Then, I have a suspicion where this will lead to. Then I understand how the wrong warps work in this game.
Yeah.
Because, okay, and how does it work? You just quit out with like F4? Or
yeah, you have to
F4?
do a specific timing. So there's like a few checkpoints in the loading screen. So you can see after, I think it's like 20% or something, it gets stuck a little bit, and that's when you want to quit out.
Okay.
I think for every patch it's a little bit different, but that's how it is for patch 104 at least.
Okay. And you just open the game now a bunch of times, or?
Yeah, so Steam is a little bit annoying that I don't know what it does. It just wants to take ages to close the game. So I don't know the timing of it, so I just spam.
But it doesn't open the game multiple times, right?
No, of course not.
But it like eats through your CPU.
Oh, that would be so bad.
Okay. Yeah, and now you're like in a default position, I guess.
Yeah. So the cliff you can see behind us, that's where we were.
Oh yeah, and
All
I guess
the way up
since
there.
the run is timed in in-game time, like the other Soul games, I guess, so it doesn't matter how long you take on the on your desktop screen, right? Would it still like save time in like marathon settings?
Yes, for sure.
Okay.
It would save time because it's the cliff, it's that cliff, but it's like a corner and very far away. Normally you would have to go all the way around, and there's like these tombstones you can jump down on. And I tried doing that in real time, and it is so slow. It is very, very slow. And there's a risk of dying as well, so you would have to go all the way back there.
Yeah, you haven't touched a Grace in like a while also. Okay, and then the next bit is Meet EG. It's the smith, right?
Yeah, so the reason we're doing stuff in this order is we want to upgrade our Reduvia weapon before we go into Volcano Manor. Once we get to Volcano Manor, we can't teleport out because you basically get abducted. I don't know if you've seen that before. There's like this.
No, don't think so.
There's this enemy in the academy where you can. It's a little bit of secret, but you can get straight to Volcano Manor from that enemy.
Oh,
but
okay.
it disables your ability to block until to warp until you get a new Grace. So yeah, we have to upgrade stuff. So we want to go to EG, which is the blacksmith. We do it in this order because we don't want to risk losing any runes. So if we kill the boss first, we would have to do all this movement deathless. And yeah, it's just scary.
Yeah, true. And otherwise you can just warp back or something.
Yeah, so yeah, we go to the smith now, kill a boss, and then we can just warp back and upgrade, do all the stuff we need to do.
Okay. Hey, the new place? Oh yeah, Nico, imagine having all the audios overlaying in your headphones. I have a really cool clip somewhere where this exactly happens with Deltarune. Because the game glitched and I wanted to reopen it blindfolded, and I opened it like 100 times and my entire PC crashed. It's crazy. I need to find that.
What the hell? That sounds horrible.
Yeah, it was. It was extremely loud also.
Oh no.
Blindfolded tournament. It sounds fun. Also, yeah, Pennek, what you said with the blindfolded like marathon doing at some point, like after GDQ or something, I will definitely look a bit into it if you can find some people interested to just like run around. It would be fun.
It would be really fun. I agree.
Yeah, I will show you later, Nico. There's a clip somewhere from like my old times where I opened Deltarune like 100 times or something by accident at the same time. Okay, and here you get the key for the city, however it was called.
Yeah, for the academy.
That should be good enough. Like we should be in one of the two corners.
So,
yeah, I was just saying, when I started like this strat, just YOLO running to the dragon, I was surprised by how consistent it actually is. I think I get it like every time nowadays.
I guess you also just like you did one quit out. That was mostly just because you didn't hit the item instantly, right?
No, that's because of the dragon. I think I never hit the item consistently because you can. There's like a variance. If you like, the turns are not consistent because you do it by timing, right? So you don't know exactly where you end up in that spot. I guess I could try to go for it like immediately.
But like then you can anyways not warp out, right? Because you're in a fight. Or
there's like a timing. So before enemies aggro onto you, but then they also have to attack you once, or they need to have the intent of attacking you to take off the warp ability. And I guess you could theoretically also. So there are two warp items in the game. You can use the map, and there's the Memory of Grace, which is like you lose all the runes, and then you go back, and that you can do that even though the enemies are aggroed on you.
Oh, and here you died on purpose to respawn at this stake of Marika.
Yeah, exactly. So it's not very far away. You can see the bridge in the background, but it's just much faster when we also have a normalized position.
Okay.
Another hidden strat So there's a teleporter out here that we want to get. It's just
Mhm.
gonna get us way closer to the smith.
Yeah, I took that in my casual playthrough, I think.
Nice.
Is horse jumping faster or just for evading terrain? That's a good question. That I would also be curious about.
Okay. Oh god,
What am
I
I
messed up
doing?
here. I forgot about that. No, horse jumping it's consistent, but it is not faster than running. Oh, also this backup is insane. I knew the camera movement. You can see the camera is not the same anymore
Mhm.
because it's moved a bit by the direction you're going. So it's not just go back again for the backup. I actually have to listen for the stone
Wow, what?
and try
What
to
a
get on
save.
top of it.
Okay,
And I actually got it
believe
first
that.
try.
nice.
Okay.
So also, like, all the terrain makes different footstep
I'll
sounds,
take
I
it.
assume,
That's a
right?
crazy save,
Yes, yes.
I said that looked pretty clean. Like, if you wouldn't tell me that was a backup, like, I would have thought it's a main strat. Like,
No, not at all. Normally you just jump off the horse and you're right at the teleporter.
ah, okay.
But I blanked when doing the movement, so I jumped three too many.
Okay. And how is it with normal running without the horse? So I also saw, I think right in the beginning of the run, you did some jumps or something.
Yeah, so it's basically faster to jump uphill. So sprint jump uphill, and if you hold guard, your sprint jump gets reset faster. So
Okay.
you'll see me holding guard, like blocking with my weapon, and jumping uphill. But whenever we get the horse, we just want to use horse movement because it's faster. So that's like the only time in the run where I use it.
Okay. But yeah, these lines to the graces, they look really, really straight. Like, you really hit the graces perfectly. Super
Yep.
nice.
I am so happy with this strat, especially because like there's the illusory wall. I'm going around the right side now, and then renormalizing up against the wall. And then I can hear myself fall down, so I know I'm in the same spot every time. But my old strat was very inconsistent.
Okay.
Like right here, and I would go around the left side. I would have to readjust the camera. There would be wolves that would block me sometimes and get me stuck on trees. It was just overall very painful.
Oh wow, you turned off the camera lock for a second and didn't tag to the left. Is that correct?
Yeah.
Wow,
So,
that is smart. So it's just like for a tiny angle change, right?
yes. That's for the angle change. We're gonna be doing a very, very long section here, and it's all just counting the footsteps, and then we're gonna be like turning on specific beats, or well, I guess specific footsteps, and then hopefully that'll get us to the next race.
Okay.
It's an incredibly long section.
Okay, is there any randomness with like day and night cycles? Because I know on that bridge there's like a boss at night, right?
Yeah. I don't think I've ever been slow enough to get caught by that guy.
Okay, so like it's if you play well and nothing happens, then you will always be at the same day of time. There's like no random.
Yeah.
element to
Also,
it.
when you warp, so if you use the overworld map, the daytime isn't reset, but if you use the memory of grace, it's reset to I think early morning.
Okay, so you can.
Yeah.
I guess you can also rest at the grace if you need to, but.
Yeah, but it's just slower to rest at a grace and do the time manipulation thing. Actually, you'll be seeing me do it once this run, but that's because we need to fight one of the night bosses.
It's a pretty good
really?
run so far.
Yeah.
For like weapon or equipment or.
Actually, we're on the way right now. So we want to get the skill called Bloodhound
Just
Step.
relax for a little
It's
bit.
basically a roll, but much better and much more long distance. So that's going to be our main movement option in dungeons themselves, where you can't use the horse. And we have to kill a boss for that, and we are still very underleveled. And yeah, you'll be seeing the trick sooner. But he's gonna kill himself.
Oh.
We're not actually killing him. We're pacifist.
And we're only doing this whole big section now to get this step?
Yes. Also, we need levels, so it's like 2 flies with 1 swat.
Okay, okay.
I think he gives like 40k or something, so he's
Ooh.
giving quite a lot.
And like time-wise, it is worth it to do this whole detour for this step, you think?
Absolutely, absolutely. So it has iframes on the whole skill,
Oh,
so we can dodge so many enemies in runs, and yeah, I don't think it would be as consistent as it is without this.
okay.
I don't
I
think
guess
there's actually one enemy. No, never mind. There's no enemy in the game that would be easier to kill than this one.
Okay. Oh, I know this place.
Yes.
It's this beast guy.
Yeah. How much does this whole route change from the visual one? Quite a bit. I'm pretty sure, yeah, in the visual run they don't do what we're doing now. They don't do, they basically don't do the first 5 splits, because they just go straight from the Spirit Whistle to the Godskin Noble. Yeah, so they're saving quite a lot of time.
And I saw you just ran past like a golden seed tree. Are they not needed?
No, so we get 1 from as our keepsake. So you get 1 item with you at the start of the run, and we pick one of those, and we should have enough for the rest of the run.
Okay, that's cool.
Yeah.
And patch, you said, which one are you running? 1.4?
Yeah, 104.
And afterwards they didn't like improve something that would be useful or anything?
They actually nerfed a lot of stuff, which is
Oh,
why we yeah, so the Bloodhound step is very, very nerfed, because it was basically broken in PvP. You could never hit an enemy in PvP because the iframes are so... There's so many of invincibility frames. Yeah. So we really want to stay on this patch. This is the bridge where we'll be fighting the enemy. I might as well explain the strat right now. So at night he paces back and forth, and we want to get to the middle of the bridge and then set up. So that means we want to wait for him to move to the end of the bridge before we actually go. So you'll be seeing me do a strat here where I intentionally wait, and I do it by buffering my what's it called? Yeah, but by buffering my weapon swaps, so that's like a fixed timing. And then we go as early as possible. So even though you actually can't see where he is, he's right behind me.
Okay.
And we're just outside of the aggro range when we do the setup here. 80% is at 1940. Yeah.
Jesus Christ.
It is incredibly fast.
Yeah, I guess they put the zip thingies into a separate category, right?
Yeah. Zips are very hard to do. It's a double frame perfect trick, and they even have something called mega zips where you do a second movement adjustment, so I guess you could call it a triple frame perfect trick for some of the setups. So yeah, I experimented with it, but it's just not possible without a metronome for blindfold stuff. Yeah.
That looked pretty scary.
Yeah, it is scary. It is timing based, and we have to be in this specific spot, so we can make him jump off. Yeah, see you later, nerd.
Nice. That's really cool.
Yeah.
This Ash of War, okay.
So yeah, so we got levels, so we can level a bit. We have to go buy some stuff from a few merchants, and then we're on our way to Volcano Manor.
Okay.
And of course, upgrade our weapon as well.
And how is it with the leveling? Do you level for some specific stats that you need later on, or is it more like what is useful in general?
Yeah, so we actually need, I think it's 5 arcane levels to wield the Reduvia weapon. And then the rest we just put into strength, because that's what our main weapon, the Serpent Hunter, later on is going to use. And we don't plan on actually getting hit by any bosses, so we don't need health. We just need more damage. So we're gonna put all our stats into that whenever we get levels.
Okay.
Yeah, here we just bought some upgrade materials. We're gonna upgrade Reduvia. We need to upgrade it to +4 to kill the Godskin Noble. Then we're gonna be grabbing a bow with a skill called Barrage, which is gonna make sleeping the Godskin Noble a lot more consistent. It's like a 1-minute time loss, but it makes it much more consistent.
Okay.
Like at the start of the run, I was saying you actually do have a bow that you start with, and the old strat by me was trying to sleep it with that bow, but it's just
Not really
because
nice.
yeah, the attack speed is so slow. It's just very difficult.
Okay. But like there would be a potential for like a god run where you would get it with this and not with this bow, right?
Yeah, exactly.
Okay.
And that would save a minute. But I think for marathons, I'll be doing this.
Yeah,
just
yeah,
because
definitely if it's more consistent.
More consistent. Nico, I'm not sure what you mean by that. The first 5 skip. I know the sub 5-minute one
Okay, that should
does
be
use
for
sips.
outskirts.
I guess the 20-minute one does not.
No, the 20-minute one does not.
And yeah, glitchless probably also doesn't.
Definitely not. Yeah, so this is the last merchant we'll go get. And then we have to go to Roundtable, which is like the main hub area of this game. And then go equip the Bloodhound Step to a weapon we are going to buy from this merchant as well.
Yeah, you can equip these things at this smith in the round table, right? Or is it also otherwise possible?
You can also do it at Grace's, but you need an item for that. And it's not worth it with this route. But if you... Actually, I used to get it, but that's because my old route used more skills, and I would then... It would be worth it then. But I timed it, and if you only need 1 skill, then it's not worth it.
Okay.
It's like right where you also get the horse.
Yeah. And you bought some arrows here. Are these the sleeping arrows? I've never shot a bow in my life in this game, so I have no idea about arrow types.
Yeah, that's the sleep arrows. We have 10 of them, and we should only need 4, but it basically means we have 2 tries at the boss.
Okay.
Okay, clean run so far.
And how does it work with the sleeping
like the one death
arrows into bosses? Like you just need to hit them 4 times in a row, for example?
Yeah.
Like
but if you then hit them again, then they wake up. So you have to be careful. And the annoying thing about this boss in particular is he sometimes, with one specific attack, he ducks, which is the perfect height to hit him in the head, but it crits and does double damage. So sometimes we only need 3 arrows, but if we hit him the 4th time, he wakes up.
Oh.
And then he becomes more resistant to the arrows, so...
Okay. And there's like no way to tell which attack he does? Or
no,
like...
you just... No, you just have to do the strat and then hope you don't hit him in the head.
It sounds pretty scary.
Yeah, it is a little bit scary.
Have you shot an arrow in real life? I have, probably. Like when I was young, definitely not in recent years, but there are always these festivals where they have like a bow shooting stand. And here's, I guess, inventory management a bit.
Yeah, we need to set up our inventory in a very specific order to do the pivot swap. So we need the item we want to swap to in our first slot, and then the item we want to swap from, which is the Uchigatana, the sheath weapon, in our second slot, and then the rest, just has to be there. So we order our weapon by when we got them. And then we take them in and out of the chest because that resets when we got them.
And now we're going into the academy to this boss that teleports us, right?
Yep. It's just a regular enemy, but yeah, it's like an Easter egg.
This is the step, I assume.
Yeah, this is the Bloodhound step. You can see it's very far, and all of that has iframes, so yeah, we just don't care about enemy attacks.
And the distance it does is also consistent, like movement-wise?
Exactly.
Okay, so it's also much easier to count, I guess. Just like do 4 upwards and then like 4 upright.
Yeah, and it has a very telegraphed sound cue, so it's really nice.
And I guess it's very important to know how many you
That
use
should be
because
good.
it uses the MP or mana or however you call it. This FP, I don't know.
Yeah, yeah. I don't know what it's called either.
Yeah.
I think it's focus points.
Yeah, I think FP it was.
Nice.
Okay, here next up we're probably gonna die a lot. Like if you watch my runs, you'll be seeing me die a lot here because we have to do a skip where because we don't want to go all the way around and then go down, but we have to go down, right? So what do? We get grabbed by an enemy right as we're about to fall off, and then that enemy falls with us while they're grabbing us and attacking us, and then the game, once we land, doesn't check for fall damage because we're getting grabbed. Well, it does check for fall damage, but we get hit by it while we're invincible by the grab, and then we land.
Okay.
But it's a little bit RNG because we want the enemy to grab us, of course. And yeah, we want to be in a very specific spot. And then after that, there's also some RNG because then we're right above the enemy that we want to get grabbed by as well to get teleported by to get teleported to Volcano Manor. I think I get it first try here. Okay, never mind.
And they can push you off if they don't do the right attack, or
Yeah.
Grab too late.
and that's probably not good.
We might be able to back this up.
No, not at all. Yeah, and I wasn't expecting this to be doable blindfolded, but I tested it out and it just seemed to line up really well. Okay, yeah, so you see me get it there. Ooh, we fall off very late, but it still works. You can see the enemy die.
Yeah. So it's just like a big fall damage cancel.
Exactly. Hello, Peter. We're 2 streamers today, if you haven't noticed. Yeah, so the elevator is on a cycle. I can't know where in the cycle the elevator is, so I have to do a quit out and reset the position.
And then they start always at the same time.
Yeah.
Oh, that's nice. And how long would you estimate this whole section would take without this fall damage glitch?
Oh god.
Much longer or much
yes.
harder?
Well, I think much longer. I think 5 more minutes, 6 more minutes.
Okay.
And also it would probably be
Nice.
more
That's a
difficult.
goal for sure.
Oh, and this is the guy that
Damn, first try.
abducts you?
Yeah. This
And
specific
fast
guy,
area.
this one enemy
Start.
abducts you.
That's really good.
Yeah, that I have not seen in my casual playthrough, definitely.
Yeah. I think normally you would find this through Patch's quest because he's like, oh, you can go to this area, just have to be friends with this enemy, and then he tricks you and you end up getting grabbed by that guy and get teleported here instead. But yeah, now we're in Volcano Manor, and as I said before, we can't actually like warp out now, so we're stuck here until we progress through the area.
And where exactly are you in the manor? I'm trying to figure out where... Ah, okay, now I know.
Yeah, I'm in a remote location
Yeah.
at the bottom, and we'll be getting some upgrade materials because we want to upgrade our final weapon with these materials.
Does it use the normal... Because there are like 2 types of upgrades, right? The normal smithing stones and this fancier one.
Yeah, so the pivot swap actually only works with somber weapons.
Oh,
so,
okay.
Yeah, and also some specific somber weapons.
Last few inputs,
So
it's fine.
I think also if you wanted to go for the normal somber stones, you would have to get so many more of them because I think you need like 4 or 5 or something of every single one to upgrade it to max, to
Wow.
plus 25. Oh yeah, one small thing you probably haven't noticed. The timing here is very tight. So when we fall off the ledge initially by the lava, we actually have to animation cancel to get over the lava and not get the last tick of damage.
Yeah,
so
I
you'll
saw
see me
your health was
attacking.
like really low.
Yeah. Yeah, so I'll be attacking when I'm falling, and somehow that lets us interact a little bit faster once we land.
So it's just like attack mid-air to cancel the animation?
Yeah, something like that.
Okay.
How does running Elden Ring compare to the other Souls game? Is movement easier with the sidestep and horse? Very much so for Blindfolded. I don't know about normal speedruns.
Yeah, the fact that it has a lock camera is already a blessing, I think. Like,
yeah, absolutely.
I guess the
12
horse
per
is also
3 upgrade bracket. Yeah, that's a lot, Cessadrix. It's a lot of upgrade materials.
The Somber only requires always one, right?
Yeah, one for every step. This is going to be the 6th one. So we can buy 1 through 3 and 4 from the merchant. Then we just got 5 and now we got 6. We'll only be upgrading a weapon once we have all 9, but yeah, we're well on our way to get something good here.
Okay.
Flying with the horse also helps in non-blindfolded. True. True. You got Somber 7 from the jump. No. So what Cessadrix is talking about here is there's actually a jump, very difficult one you can get a Somber 7 from already. But there's an easier one later on in the run. And we had to get Somber 8 anyways from the same spot, so it just doesn't make sense to get that one. But if you watch a normal any percent run, you'll probably see them get this one instead.
Now comes the sleep setup.
Yeah. So you can see how fast I can attack with this bow, specifically with the barrage skill. And yeah, he just doesn't even get close. Okay, actually, that was kind of close.
Okay, what happens now is my question.
Yeah, so we lock off, we get close to him, make sure we're right up against him. Then we swap to the Uchi Katana. Then we lock off, turn away, so we can do the pivot. Then you'll notice my fingers. I do the sweeping motion across my keyboard to do the glitch. And with specific timing, that actually gives us a pivot swap because it opens the menu. It presses skill, escape, EE, right, E, escape, E, and then I hold down skill again.
Okay.
So it's like 7 keys in like one very fast motion, and that gives us the glitch. Now, my camera is unnormalized here, so I have a strat to find the grace by following the carpet, which has a noticeably different sound. Sometimes it backfires horribly because I get so lost. But this time it works out really well.
It's nice that the grace is on the carpet.
Yeah, it really is. Oh god, otherwise this would not be possible at all.
Like this whole pivot swap, right?
Yeah.
I guess it would not work if he is not sleeping. You could not just do it and then run up to him, right?
I mean, he would attack you and probably die.
So he doesn't get like staggered by it. It's just like because he's sleeping.
Exactly.
Okay. Yeah, really, really cool, really interesting. And how hard is the timing for this glitch? Like in your opinion, is it very difficult, very tight?
I've gotten really good at it. I would say it's really doable blindfolded. You just have to put in some practice. Especially if you especially if you do it like I do, where you rebind one row and then you just sweep it across. I think that's really good for blindfolded. So yeah, I don't think it's that bad.
Do you think it's possible on a controller as well?
Absolutely, but
really?
It is much harder. I know Catalysts does it on controller.
Nice try.
Visual, of course. Yeah, you can do
It's
it,
okay, we
but
have some practice.
I wouldn't recommend it.
Okay.
Personally, I haven't done any testing with it.
This death was not intentional, I guess.
No. So there's like this, I call it the slug bridge of doom, because you get bounced around by them a lot, and sometimes you lock onto the slugs as well.
Oh.
When you do the turn. So Yeah, it's a little bit RNG getting across here. But I do get it second try, I think.
Mm-hmm. It's not hard, it's just practice. That's the classic. That's the classic for sure.
something like that. But yeah, there are like 3 slugs on that bridge, and they can all block you.
And you want to land on this lower field, I guess.
Yeah, exactly.
And there's no way to like normalize after the slugs that you like get there down better, or like.
I already feel like this is really good.
Okay.
You just saw it at an unlucky time, I guess,
Okay,
because
okay.
this works like 90% after as long as I get the camera turn and don't lock off, it's really good. Hello, Kaitri.
Some Glover this year. We will do some Glover, maybe. I'll do another credits % in 1 second.
Yeah, okay. So there's an enemy we have to dodge here, which is why you see me adjusting everything I can, possibly beforehand. And we'll be going straight past it with Bloodhound Step. Across
This
like
guy.
a magma pond. Yeah, exactly. And we need full health to do that, otherwise we die.
Oh yeah, that looked tight.
Yeah, it is a little bit tight. Then we quit out to reset the aggro again.
This ball guy you don't need to kill?
No. It's actually a Somber 5, but... No, a Somber... It's one Somber like we could get, but locking onto him and trying to kill him will mess with our camera, so we don't want to do it. Yeah, it is kind of tight, I know, but as long as you spam the skill key, you should be fine.
And then from the splits I see Serpent Hunter is the next goal, which is the weapon you said that we will use, right?
Exactly. So that's normally the weapon, like the boss weapon you get for Rykard. There's like this weapon inside the arena.
Oh, okay. Okay, yeah.
Yeah. And it has a specific property where the default animation for it is actually the attack you get inside the arena, which is like the super far one. And that combined with the pivot swap glitch means we have a lot of range, so we melt bosses from very far away.
So it's a machine gun.
Yeah, it really is a machine gun.
Okay.
Is it tricky to manage mana when you really can't tell if you're chased or not?
Wait, what am I doing? I'm actually dumb.
I think I have all my mana flasks routed out when I want to use them. So I don't really have to remember anything about mana, because I do the same movement every time. But it is a good question.
I'm lost.
So it's mostly like always counting anyways the same like steps that use the mana and then not doing more or less, I guess, right?
Yeah, exactly. I guess unless I have to do a random backup because I messed something up completely. Oh yeah, do I get lost a little bit here? Oh yeah, I'm lost. So I try to get into the corner and then get to the door from there. Stamina? Yeah, that's pretty much the same thing. I know when enemies more or less aggro onto me, and then I quit out if I
salvaged it.
Yeah, if I need to get rid of that aggro, and then regen some stamina.
Oh yeah, but I understand where the question comes from. I would also wonder about that, because you don't lose stamina in this game when you run compared to other Soul games, right? Like, if you are not aggroed, at least.
Oh yeah, true.
Because,
I didn't even think of that.
Yeah, in like Dark Souls 1 to 3, for example, if you wherever you run, you lose stamina. So you need to really think about if you run or walk or something.
Yeah. Luckily, we don't have that problem here. Unless
nice.
enemies are aggroed.
Oh, and then here you are at the boss. Okay.
Yep.
And then you can also, with this whole thing, you skip the entire going to the plateau and doing all that stuff, right?
We won't even see the golden area this run.
Oh.
Also, you saw me go to the corner of the fog gate, That gives us the perfect camera angle to just go forward and pick this weapon up.
Gold.
Oh, so
Another
the
gold.
fog gates
Nice.
don't
Even with
normalize
getting
you in the
a little bit
middle.
lost.
Nope. So that's very different from Dark Souls 1 that you're
Yeah.
used to.
There, the fog gates always put you in a default position, as far as I remember, at least. Now you discard. Ah, you manage again the order.
Yeah, and we don't need the Reduvia anymore, and we don't need the weapon we got from the Godskin Noble. We don't need the bow anymore, so we get rid of all
Aha.
3. Also, I'm getting lost a little bit here because I actually warped to the wrong grace. So we'll be stumbling around for a minute, I think, until I realize. So now we just want to go and do the wrong warp to the second to last area of the game. This
Yeah, this
basically
is
called Farrell Missoula.
Yep, that's what I was thinking when you mentioned the default position wrong warp.
Yeah, exactly.
Like,
So
very conveniently, the game can place you into like one of the end areas, like just close enough, I guess.
yeah.
Okay,
So
inventory should
Elden
be
Ring,
now.
if you haven't played it casually, just for everyone else, they have like preview areas that you can go to and be like, whoa, I can get here later. That is so cool. And you can't actually do anything from the preview area except like look. But like conveniently enough for us, the default location is at the very start of the area. So if we try to warp and then force quit out of the game by pressing Alt F4, we conveniently get from the preview area to the actual area.
I guess this here is the part where you're lost.
Yeah, I realize what I'm doing wrong and I'm trying to teleport out, but I get hit by the mages and
Oh yeah, we are.
they
in the
just
wrong spot.
stagger me.
I'm at road to the manor, not near the Leonie.
Is there any way to reset without saving the later part of the run? There's a trick where if you fail it, you
This
lose
should be correct.
forever something you need. I don't think so. The only place where that is possible is the Godskin Noble. So if I mess up the fight twice, I don't have enough sleep arrows to sleep him, and that's just gonna be a run killer.
Yeah, you cannot even buy new ones, right? Because they only have like a limited quantity.
There is probably some I could back up. There's another merchant by the academy who has 20, but I can't teleport out, and that's the problem.
Oh, yeah, I guess. So that's the really scary part in a marathon.
Yeah.
But like, I guess you have it kind of consistently done now with this other bow. That solves the problem a bit, right?
Yeah. Also, I'll have a backup save file,
Yeah,
so
yeah,
if
yeah.
something happens, it's not gonna be a total Mario meltdown.
Yeah, that's always good.
Yeah.
Reminds me
This
that I
is-
still need to make some for Breath of the Wild.
Yeah, you should probably get on that.
Yeah.
Not have a what was it? A Ocarina of Time
Yeah.
breakdown.
That was quite the pickle.
Yeah. Very fun to watch though.
You know, sometimes you also need to showcase what real runs can look like.
Hey, like viewers always say they really love watching you back stuff up and be lost and then figure it out. So took it to the next level with that run.
And I guess here's a big walk section to the 4 belfries.
Yeah.
Belfries?
So,
How do you pronounce this thing?
Belfries.
Belfries. Always
yeah,
these terms, dude.
Yeah, they have some obscure language in here. You just wanted people to trust you're really blindfolded. True. And then you could stab them in the heart and then get a PB live. Let's go.
Yeah.
Oh, another small thing. The jump off the horse is actually different depending on if you're sprinting or if you're not sprinting. So you'll see me in that corner specifically stop sprinting to then get a shorter jump off the horse and have a very specific area I land in, and then I can do some very specific turns, and I end up in the perfect spot to go grab the chest.
Okay. Wow, that looks pretty nice. Oh yeah, that's exactly what I wanted to ask. Where do you get the key for this first warp? But I forgot that there's right conveniently again a chest here with first one.
Yep. Yeah. There's one
Because
right
there,
there.
there are like 3 total, right? Like 4.
Something like that. I'm not sure
And
how
they're,
many
like,
exactly.
Ahead.
Like scattered around the world. Besides that one, I guess.
Yeah. But yeah, if people don't trust that I'm blindfolded, there's a lot of strats where I can't see what I'm doing. So
Yeah, I mean, I honestly, while rewatching this already, like, you constantly face the camera and like just walk.
yeah,
So there's lots of hidden strats.
exactly. Don't need to spoil all the excitement.
And what do you? Because now you said the Reduvia you threw away, right?
Yeah.
With what do you pivot swap?
The Serpent Hunter weapon.
Aha,
we just
with
swap
the
out-
with the katana. That's like these are the 2 weapons: Reduvia and katana, and Serpent Hunter and katana.
Yeah, exactly.
Aha. No, I somehow
2,
I don't know.
3.
I thought something.
No worries, no
disclaimer.
worries.
We're on excellent pace. Like I
I
would
thought
say
you have to like combine
6,
the
7 minutes
Reduvia
ahead
and
or something.
another
Maybe
weapon
even
or
more
something,
than
but that
that.
does make sense. And here's the wrong warp again, quitting out.
Yeah, this is the second and last wrong warp of the
Hopefully we
game.
don't throw it all away.
So, yeah, we did all of this setup up until this point.
Like there's
To
plenty of places where we
Get
could
the
throw it
weapons
all
we
away.
need. Now we
Mhm.
just have to progress through the area, and then upgrade our weapon,
Or maybe
and then
like
it's just a boss
2/3
rush
do
and
that.
some movement.
Hmm.
Maybe a little more than that.
So yeah, lots of like prep, and then I guess the end of the run is really the intense boss
Yeah.
rush. Oh, that's really cool.
It's much like Breath of the Wild.
Yeah,
in that
yeah.
The end is incredibly hard, but
With the
and
castle
there's a lot of
and
setup for the
boss
early.
and everything, and in the beginning it's more calm and collecting everything you need.
Yep. It kind of sucks to be like do all the prep and then just mess up. But
Yeah,
is what it
yeah,
is.
I know it's not a good feeling.
So this is actually a very new strat. Before this run, I made this strat like the day before because
Mhm.
I was so annoyed by the old strat. It was just so inconsistent.
Mhm.
And you have to do the force quit wrong warp again if you mess up. You get
Oh.
teleported to the 4 belfries again. So I just had to come up with something better. I'm really proud of this. It's like a zigzag movement that just dodges all the enemies here,
Mhm.
like barely, and then gets us into a normalized spot here. Where
Yeah,
you can
that
quit
looked,
out.
that looked really clean. And then here slowly should be the first grace also, right? Oh, there it is.
Yep.
Okay.
Hey,
And now now
scary
it doesn't
part
matter if you
done.
mess up because you can start from here again.
Yeah.
I'm very curious, like, because I definitely after GDQ want to try and slowly learn this run too. Like how precise all these tricks are, like the wrong warp, the pivot swap and stuff. I'm really curious how, like input wise, it is difficult and timing wise.
The wrong warp is really easy. There's not really a lot to it. I just count roughly to 4. There's like no beat count or anything. I just count to 4 and like, that's kind of good. And then I press Alt F4. The pivot swap takes some practice. But it's
guess
doable.
You don't want to be in this corner?
No, I got lost here twice. I turned a little too early. I think I got it for third. No, I think I got a 4th try actually. There we go. That's what it's supposed to look like.
Nice.
And then I die.
Oh.
that sounds
I turned too late.
okay.
But at this point you are not concerned about runes or anything, so it's
How
also
am I
totally
messing
fine
this
to
up?
die,
This has
right?
never happened.
Yeah. It's just time loss.
Aha, because you want to notch yourself in the corner.
Yeah. After this run, I've come up with a new setup here as well, which is much faster. It should be way more consistent as well. It should save, I think, like 15 seconds or something.
That's
So
pretty good.
yeah, instead of all the dashes, I turn my camera and then I just use the Bloodhound step. So, yeah.
Here comes this guy.
Yeah. He's actually harmless.
Okay.
Yeah. I figured out that his landing actually doesn't do any damage for the new strat, so I can actually just go straight past him. I don't have to like do all the setup at all. How much does the new route save? I wouldn't say there's a new route. It just a lot of small strats have been optimized, so you'll see me do like very minor things different. But I think overall it's the same route.
That's pretty good. If you found still like so much stuff.
Yeah.
Yay.
I don't know, but I think maybe with some more strat optimizations, like a perfect one would be 1 hour, maybe a little less. So maybe sometime. Yeah, it's a dream. Maybe at some point we'll get there.
Yeah. Maybe I can come up with some little setup here and there.
Oh, it would be so cool. I know like Mitrez and Hamid Scorpion, second place guy for Sekiro Blindfolded, they have both like, talked about wanting to do this.
Yeah.
So
I will probably talk at GDQ quite a bit with Mitch about it. Blindfolded zip glitch.
Like honestly, one zip glitch here at the end of the run would save like 7-8 minutes.
Really?
So if you could get just one of them, like, which is why I was looking at it, it's such a huge time save if you could just get it.
But why is it not feasible? Is it like too difficult? Because like double frame perfect sounds hard, but it doesn't sound impossible. At least like to outsider.
Double frame perfect with no audio cues, and you don't even know if you got the glitch or not.
Okay, yeah, that is bad. Okay.
So yeah. Also, you need very stable FPS.
Okay.
Like sometimes the glitch just doesn't work because, yeah, you don't have exactly 60 frames. You have 59.92 something, and it just doesn't want to work. Also, this is a very scary strat. You can't see it properly here, but there's like this tiny pillar we have to go across and not die. So if you take one more arrow here, we would have been dead.
Okay.
Almost died. 1 arrow more and we would have been dead.
Nico, I highly doubt that's the case. That sub 1 will be the standard, but maybe I'm proven wrong.
How much does fading the zip glitch lose?
The time you use to set it up, so I think like 2-3 seconds or something.
Okay.
It's not bad. I guess if you really wanted to butt your head against the wall, you could try for 5 minutes and it would still save time.
Wow, that sounds juicy.
It does. But honestly, I don't want to run a category where that's required.
Oh. Damn, I'm so tense. This
Is that
such a
also
pain.
is that also the glitch where you asked about the metronome?
I'm really nervous.
Yeah, that is.
Ah, because then you can input the
Haven't
frames
chosen so far.
like in Pokemon manip generators and stuff. I don't know if you know
Yeah.
they have like you also need to hit like 1 in 60, I think twice, and they make like a sound from resetting the game.
Sybil talked about that, but yeah, I don't know. I feel it's kind of weird with blindfolded stuff because I know for some games it's okay, like Pokemon, but I would say it's kind of cheating for.
Yeah, no, I also didn't use it for Pokemon. Like I think we have similar mindset for that. Like I don't know, like it's allowed in the visual speedrun and people use it in all the runs, but like it gives you much more information in blindfolded somehow. So I don't know. Some people like to bang their heads on the wall. That is true.
Okay, so the reason we fight Rykard here is a bit of routing stuff again, but we can't actually go fight Godskin Duo, but we don't have the damage to do it. But we grabbed all the upgrade materials we need. So we grabbed the Somber Smithing Stone Bell, which we can then go and give to the Maiden at the... Oh yeah, that's also a very cool strat. Maybe I should showcase this first. Okay, so the Serpent here, we wait for the audio cue. We roll forward 3 times, and then we're going to be in a very specific spot where we can then dodge the attack he gives us. So if he does Yeah, 2 out of 3 attacks, we will be fine. It's only if he does the spit, then we won't be fine.
Okay, so you have more tries for the pivot.
Yeah, and for both phases, once we hear the dong that he gets staggered, we move back, so we have more leeway to not go into the lava. And then we just spam the forward key to try to get as much damage in as possible. And yeah, that's
so you do more
card.
damage when you press forward.
Yeah, so I think Catalyst has a very good video explaining this glitch if you want to watch it at some point. But basically, every time your animation is changed, it procs the damage again.
Oh, okay.
So you just have to spam W. Yeah, but now we have all the materials. The reason why we killed the Oakhardt is because we want runes to actually buy stuff. Otherwise, we're broke-ass bitches. And yeah, so we have to go buy the Somber 8 and 7. And then we have to also go back to the smith.
Yeah. So we can buy them because of the bell from the last stage there from Farrell, right?
Yeah, and then we also grab the Somber 9 from Farrell. So now we have all the Somber stones, which we have. Yeah, we have all the stuff we need. We can just go and upgrade the weapon at EG.
Well,
And now we will become really powerful.
Yeah. Oh, this hurts to watch. I almost mess it up and don't buy the Somber 4.
Oh, yeah, he quit out there off the menu.
Yeah. There's no way to tell because it makes the same audio cue if it's successfully upgraded or not successfully upgraded. So if I hadn't bought the Somber 4, I would be none the wiser if I didn't do it. Elden Ring Blindfolded is so weird. It is.
I haven't forgot anything.
It's definitely different from your normal playthrough.
Yeah, you have to also, at least with the way I do it, I have all my keys. You can see it on the webcam. I have all my keys bound to the keyboard. I don't touch the mouse ever. So my right hand and my...
You can map mouse to keyboard? Like not to camera, I guess, right? Like turning the camera is mouse, right?
Yeah,
like,
yeah.
Movements.
That's the wrong strat I'm doing right
But that you cannot bind to a button,
I'm
or can
doing
you?
the backup already.
You can with auto hug. Wait, you can turn the camera
Somehow
as well
I can't teleport
with
either.
a button, but it's
Let's
not
do the
very.
correct strat.
It's basically the lock-on key that I'm using right now. And then I just press A if I want to go 90 degrees, or a forward roll if I want to go 45 degrees. But yeah, I think you can also turn, like, bind it to a key, like, if you want to turn left or right, but it's not consistent.
Okay, now we can do the backup, I guess.
I guess you shouldn't have died here.
Yeah.
But it looked like it worked. You just bounced against the wall, right? Or
Yep. Yeah, I was too close to the wall, so we bounced off it. But it's fine. This backup is actually more consistent than the strat itself.
oh, because you're further away.
No, it's just better. I get in a better position.
Ah,
You
okay.
see,
Yeah,
I used the
no.
fuck A to turn the camera again.
No, I thought you spawn like on the other side of the room.
Nope.
Yeah.
That's that boss.
Yep.
Good.
Gold.
Gold. Very good fights. Very fast.
Yeah. I'm happy with that. Could definitely be improved. But yeah, I don't know when that's gonna happen. I tried doing a run yesterday. No, wait, actually this morning. And I got 2 minutes ahead. But then it died to something random.
Yeah.
And yeah. It's just painful to get up until this point.
It happens. No, but it's cool to see that there is still like room for improvement for sure. Like
Definitely. I think this split coming up is also my biggest time improvement, like both gold wise and in this run specifically. I messed it up 3 times, and it's a very long movement section, and yeah, you'll see what happens. But I came up with a better strat recently.
okay.
So the next few runs should at least have this be much more consistent.
Dragon skip. That sounds like some crazy tech is coming up.
Yeah. Yeah, it's actually not the skip itself that is hard. It's the movement up until it.
Okay.
So this area we're going through, we're gonna be chased by all the enemies, dogs, the dog people from Fair Missoula, and they're all gonna almost one-shot us. So we have to do some quit outs here, and then we have to also dodge one enemy very closely, so he doesn't spot us. And then there's a lot of movement across very tiny gaps. But yeah, you'll see. And this is where Bloodhound Step is really useful.
Yeah.
I don't know how I would do this without it. Like, all the iframes it gives is so nice.
And like it does move you also faster than I think just like running and rolling.
Yep, it does.
Yeah, just like kind of unfortunate that it takes quite a bit of time to get. But it's not that long either. I think it was like a couple of minutes, right?
Yeah, also we need runes, so
Yeah,
why
yeah.
not get it from that?
True. I'm really curious what the dragon skip will skip. Like, I guess it's a dragon, but...
Yeah, you're not gonna actually see the dragon, but yeah, it's right after this, the next race. You'll see it. But this area is just painful. Like, it's actually a bit annoying because in Blindfolded you don't see how hard this section actually is. But there's not a lot of room to move on.
Okay.
Yeah.
Something
I think
died.
Yeah, I think both. I think your
My internet is dead.
yeah stream also died. Wait, how?
But wait, how? I don't have any dropped frames.
Oh, you're back. Are you? You're not back on Twitch. Wait,
What's
stream is here? Huh? Do I
What?
need to refresh?
No, something is very weird. What the hell?
Stream is fine. Interesting.
Wait, I just paused for a second. Yeah, I haven't a single drop frame, but also my OBS freezed and stuff. I go back a bit.
Okay, I can't see your stream, but I guess I can see you on Discord. It's fine.
Okay, it should be back now. It should be all good.
Okay, nice. But yeah, getting in that door frame is incredibly hard. Like, you need to be lined up, and we weren't. So yeah.
Like this door there, right ahead of us.
Yeah. The thing about what you're seeing me do now is the camera turns. It actually changes depending on how far or close you are to your camera. So because we're very close against an object, it moves us more and we don't get through the door.
Ah, okay.
So that's like the inconsistencies coming into play.
Okay, that's
That
fine.
is unfortunate.
Didn't get it first
Yeah.
try. We probably fell off to the right.
I don't know if you want to skip
I have to
ahead because
guess.
this just happens 2 more times.
Pretty sure it's because I shouldn't two-hand the weapon. So let's try.
It's like the exact same spot.
PC got fed up with this cheating. Too many glitches.
True.
Yeah. Check 1 versus 2-handed dragon skip.
Yeah, it's because I was saying maybe that's what's making the inconsistency, and Cypher just noted it down in chat.
But like,
it had
it's the camera, what you said.
yeah.
Oh,
No, it's my position, which then changes the camera. But in general, like, falling off cliffs is just not very consistent. Even if you do dashbacks, which should be consistent. I don't know why the game sometimes makes you go farther or shorter, but sometimes it just does not want to work. And that's what happens in this run.
Yeah, here also way too far right, or...
Yeah, exactly. And I get it the third try, but I do the exact same movement, but it's just different for some
It's
reason.
too far to the right. Okay, let's try.
Falling off cliffs is not consistent, noted. True. Yeah, maybe I should stop doing that.
Okay. Now let's see if this one will work.
Please don't, Anno.
No, please don't.
Oh god. Oh, this is so close to not working as well. But as you can see, we're a little farther forward, so our camera shouldn't move as much this time.
It still looks very to the right.
Yeah, this looks very to the right.
Oh,
Yeah, I do luckily do the adjustment.
the backup.
Okay, we're through. Let's go.
Also, it's crazy to see now, but like without a torch, this game is dark, man.
Yeah, I think I also have it at the lowest
Don't fuck it up now.
brightness setting. I should probably
okay.
turn that up. It's just because I don't want to get flashbanged once I get out of the blindfolded stuff.
Oh yeah. It's actually.
I don't know if you get that, but like every time I take off my blindfold, I can't see anything for like the first 5 to 10 seconds.
Yeah.
Okay, so that
maybe it's like your blindfold is a bit too tight or something. Like I know the feeling, but I haven't had it in a long time.
fair enough.
Don't know how to fix that.
Ooh, okay. Nice.
Okay,
It's just
there's
slightly
the
faster
grace,
than last time.
and now what will happen?
Now comes the dragon skip itself. So normally there are like birds down here. You have to go through all the birds, kill all the birds, and then there's a dragon guarding a somber 10 that you usually scare off or kill. And then you can get the somber 10. Then you have to go all the way around, across a very small ledge, then up a staircase to then get to a ladder, which then gives you to the next grace. It's a very long route. Instead, what we're gonna do is we're gonna take the small elevator here, go up to like an overview point. It's like a watch point. Kill an enemy, and then do a skip, which gets us straight to the ladder.
Okay. Yeah, I really didn't understand what this balcony here is for in my playthrough.
Yeah,
Is there anything useful?
There's a skip. No, I don't think there's anything.
Yeah, I was
really.
very confused why the hell you could go up here.
I think it's because from the balcony above you can jump down, and then you can. Also, there's that item there. Then you can maybe go, I don't know, explore a little bit, go back. I'm not exactly sure why this is here. In my opinion, it shouldn't be here anyways. But yeah, we're gonna do a camera setup here. We need a very specific camera to make this skip easier. And then we're gonna hold down the walk key once we get down on the railing, and then hold forward right. I don't know why exactly this works, because sometimes in glitchless runs you'll just see them fall off this because they don't do what I'm doing.
Okay.
But this works every time. As long as you keep holding forward right, you get on this ledge every time. You'll see me open the menu here, because that way I can buffer my shift input. So normally when you want to sprint, you have to hold forward and then press sprint. But if I open the menu and then press shift, the game doesn't register the dash input that would otherwise be done. And then you can, oh yeah, you see the skip here.
Yeah.
And then you can sprint like from a standing position.
That is really cool.
Yeah.
Ooh,
And then the jump itself,
Getting
the very
kinda
last
real
jump
now.
is the hardest part, where you have to sprint and then a little bit later jump, so you get a sprint jump, and then turn around, like a hold forward D.
Okay.
Then you get across. And now we're at basically at the end of all that dragon stuff, where you go up the ladder at the very end, and the Grace is like, up here. And the Malekith arena is also
Yeah.
right
Yeah.
up here.
Yeah, that is really cool. Then you really skip a big portion of this whole area.
Yeah. Also, it wouldn't be that bad. I could probably like not do the skip if only there wasn't like this very small section with a very awkwardly angled. It's like a very small bridge that you have to walk across. It's a very tiny gap, but there are enemies chasing you at the same time. So this is both faster and actually nowadays I find it easier.
Okay. Yeah, sometimes like
Same.
these
Only
skips
bosses now,
are
mostly.
much better for blindfolded.
Just gotta get them
Ahead.
Like,
really well.
even if they seem like
relatively quickly, I
difficult, but
guess.
sometimes it's the way to go.
Yeah.
Might be a problem.
And
because
then
I'm very
Malekith
nervous.
will be again a pivot swap, I guess.
Yeah. We're gonna be doing a lot of pivot swapping here at the end of the run. Yeah, this is also very slow. I have a new strat for this as well. This is just, now that I look at it, like back at it, I was like, oh, wait, why didn't I do this earlier? The new strat is just be faster.
Nice.
But yeah, we don't want to fight this guy here. We just go straight to the boss.
Makes sense, makes sense. Is it likely to die at these boss fights at the end? Like, or is the only thing that can really happen that you mess up the pivot swap?
Okay, go
Yeah, I think the pivot swap is the main thing.
Okay.
There's like some movement I can mess up, but I can just reset to the grace and try again. But the pivot swap is what's gonna really make or break it. If I die to the boss, it's a lot of time wasted. And it's very hard. You'll see, especially phase 2, because I have to both dodge the attack and open the menu and navigate, equip a weapon, and then turn back and then do the pivot swap.
Okay.
All before he kills me. So you can see right here, I hold very awkward keys to make it possible.
Nice.
So I
It's real
run
now.
back
It
while
is
I
actually
menu.
real now. Okay. Calm down.
But yeah. I'm glad I got it.
Yeah, it looked like a very clean fight.
I think the two...
Deep
Sorry?
breaths.
No, I wanted to answer Nico. I think this area is supposed to be like that. Like, it is a pretty broken city, if you mean that.
Yeah. It's the very, like... It's basically leading up to the very end of the game. So it is very linear. And not as open as a lot of the other stuff.
Yeah, and then you're
Other
already
areas
here.
of the game.
Crazy. Then you really don't see the entire middle part of the game. It's
Yeah.
pretty...
Speaking of a broken city. Thank you, Anno. Yeah, we don't even see the capital without ash everywhere. Pog, you see yourself. Let's go, Nico.
That's the true champ. And you've also been routing all remembrances, right?
Yeah.
How does that work? Is it like very different route-wise? Or do you get like also the pivot stop and then just go kill everything?
It is very much the same route up until... Yeah, when is it? Actually, let me look at my notes. I think we get Serpent Hunter and then upgraded all the way to +9, so that's the same route. But then we go kill all the other bosses before we do the Fair Missoula stuff.
Okay.
So it's basically like
I feel like I messed up a
2/3
little
of
bit,
the
so I try to
this run,
compensate.
and then there's a lot of new stuff as
Yeah,
well.
yeah. That's really cool. Will be exciting to see the finished run of that.
Oh god, don't put so much pressure on me. That's a while away. I still need to route a lot.
Yeah. No pressure here. You have all the time.
Like going to Millennia and then going to Astal through the Lake of Rot. It's all very...
That sounds fun.
No, it really doesn't.
And this guy's probably a joke again.
Yeah, I don't know. He just wants to stand and talk,
Yeah.
which I'm fine with. Just gives me all the time in the world to set up.
Yeah.
What a sad state of affairs.
And you go so close because it's... Like, you wouldn't need to go so close, I guess, for the pivot swap, right?
No, but we're standing on the Grace.
Oh, that's
So-
convenient, yeah.
Yeah, it is.
Not even you.
How is it with, like, quit outs? Like, I saw Mitch at least like very often when taking like graces and stuff, like quitting out to like cut the animations.
Yeah.
Could you do that, for example, here with this text, or is it very specific what you can skip with that?
You can skip it. So all it requires is the pivot animation again. So while you pivot, you're getting the grace, but you can also interact with the map. Normally you can't interact with the map while you're interacting with the grace. But I haven't messed around with that at all. I guess it could be a little bit of a time save. But also I'm very scared because I haven't tested it. What if, let's just say I'm getting the grace, but I map too early and I then get teleported back to the previous grace?
Yeah, of course.
But I haven't messed with it, so maybe that's not possible, what I'm saying. Good question, though, because...
Yeah, no, I'm just like thinking about
that could definitely
stuff.
be an optimization.
Dude, all these climb sections on these tiny things look very scary.
Yeah. I also have a new strat for this, but this is probably the most consistent part. Well, the most consistent strat going across this area that I've found. It looks scary, but it's actually really consistent. We do the sprint buffer again, which means we're sprinting from the same point every time. So now we can do a very precise strat to get to the next grace. It's just counting.
Just like literally running along the street.
Yeah, exactly. Just running straight to the grace.
That's cool. And then we are already at the end, kind of.
Yep, 3 bosses left.
Okay, clutch up. Come on, dude. You can do it.
I was so nervous going into this.
I
God
can
damn,
imagine, yeah.
I knew I was in good pace, but...
Yeah, it's a big time save you had there in this run, definitely. Minus 18.
It's crazy. I don't remember if I get this guy first try. Nice, Nico.
Nice, indeed. Here you also had to walk down because you can do different attacks, or?
No, it's just because we would die otherwise.
Oh, okay. Yeah, I guess. Ooh, that looked pretty...
Oh, that was so close.
That looked very close, yeah.
Yeah, I was a bit slow, but it worked. So if you kill him really fast, the camera won't move and you can just go to the grace.
Oh, okay.
I haven't actually gotten that in a run yet, but I've gotten it a bit in practice. It requires you to be very fast, though.
Otherwise you need to go back and run, I guess.
Yeah, like we do here. True, that guy is really cool. He just dunks you into the ground.
For me, like, I killed him like first try within like a few seconds, I think, so I haven't seen much of him.
Really?
Yeah.
Wow, I had a lot of trouble with the second phase.
But at this point I was also like Omega over leveled probably because I have like explored everything and stuff.
Fair enough.
Okay, and then we have
I don't
Elden
care about
Beast
the
and
remembrance.
Radagon.
Honestly, that doesn't matter.
Yep.
At this point. Just go.
True. Everything is easy. Man, you ran so many blindfolded games. Kinda crazy. What a nerd.
What a nerd indeed. The hardest boss for me was this dragon guy. The secret dragon boss.
Was it a sax?
Yeah, probably.
Yeah, I haven't actually fought that guy without pivot swap, so I wouldn't actually know.
It was funny because it's also one of the few bosses where I didn't summon at all.
One more boss.
Ah.
Relax, you got this.
Like where I got the kill without a summon because I accidentally used it in the beginning and then cancelled it.
Yikes.
And then Elden Beast, I guess, with the pivot stop is also a joke.
Yeah, if I get it first try. Otherwise, this can happen.
Oh.
But as long as I kill it, we're fine.
And can't you like dodge the flame first? And then
No, it's very big AoE.
Wait, I killed him.
okay. But
Also,
you,
if
killed him.
he will run
What?
away and be so far away that I can't hit him. So it's better to just kill him instantly.
okay. But you did get the kill.
Yeah.
Nice.
As long as I
Wait,
get
is
the
that
kill.
Nice. Congratulations, GG.
What?
Yeah. Oh, God, I cringe every
What?
time I see my reaction.
I got such a fucking
No,
baby.
it's not cringe. It's
What, dude?
legendary.
What? I only wanted sub 30.
No, but really, really cool.
I only wanted sub 30.
Really, really interesting run. I'm very excited to look into it. Like it looks like there is lots of movement for sure. That's one
Yeah.
thing I've noticed. Lots of walking around. But I guess that's the cool part also to route because you can like how do you go diagonal, straight, camera turns, no camera turns. I guess there's lots of like freedom in strats.
Yeah, there really is. I definitely don't think I've optimized this to the point where it's.
Hey,
thank you
for the sub.
Yeah. There's also
Did you
like
say
one.
legendary? Bubzia SPIN,
One strat
Bubzia
that I haven't.
SPIN, Bubzia SPIN.
Yeah,
Oh,
sorry.
sorry.
No, there was text to speech going. Yeah.
Oh yeah. There's like a strat where you can start running and then get on the horse, and that's actually much faster than what I'm doing. I think it saves like 2 seconds or something per time you do it. But you're not in a completely normalized position, and you can implement that a lot in the run to save like 30-40 seconds or something.
Okay. Sounds cool.
So there's definitely still time to improve.
Yo, quickly. Deriot, thank you for the sub. 17 months, welcome back to the Star Crew. Did you say legendary? Yes. Pennek is a legend for sure. No, but really, really cool. How does it look with... I wanted to ask still, how does it look with like practice tools and stuff? Do you mostly use this save manager, or is there like other stuff that speedrunners use these days?
I mainly use the save file manager, yeah. I
Okay.
don't think there's really anything else necessary. Sometimes I open up there's a specific practice tool which allows you to cheat, stop bosses, invincible health, stuff like that. But it's only really when I'm routing, I sometimes need that.
But there is like a tool like that, for example.
Yeah, there is a tool for that. But yeah, if you've opened up the save organizer, I have like the whole route with like broken down into splits, and then every checkpoint, I have like every grace, every normalized position, I have a new save file, so I can practice really easily.
Yeah. No, I ask because like that when I was theorizing Dark Souls 3, I did the same thing, but it was so annoying because every second or like third day/week I came up with like, okay, what if I change my stats to this? And then I had to redo like all of my saves because I had like different stats and level ups.
Yeah. I mean, that's the problem running this game.
Yeah.
It really is.
So I guess it's similar.
Yeah, I have so much time spent routing, like not even playing the game, just changing strats, changing levels, changing small
scary
minor
part
things
done.
that then, because I don't pick up one item, it has to change all of my save files.
Yeah, exactly.
It's just very annoying.
No, but really,
luckily,
really cool.
Nowadays, with the practice tool, you can actually change your levels. So if it's only that, then you can actually... I mean, you'd still have to redo the save files.
But
It's okay
I'm not where
to
I want to be.
change it.
I guess it's always also additional practice when you redo everything once with eyes and stuff.
Yeah, for sure.
No, really cool. Very happy that you had time to commentate this a bit with me, to look through this. I learned a lot. I'm very excited.
Hey, no worries. I think it was fun. I always love to showcase this stuff.
Yeah.
Also, you're like one of the guys who got me into Blindfolded, so Yeah,
Nice.
it feels kind of weird being here.
No, it's cool. I'm happy, really. I'm really happy to always see new runs, learn new stuff. So whenever you have something new, you're always welcome here.
Okay, glad to hear that.
And yeah, as I said, probably after GDQ, I will look into the run. I feel like I will have time because I need to grind 70 star, but I think I will have time for a second game. So I will like slowly learn Elden Ring maybe.
Yeah, don't worry about it. I don't expect for anyone to pick this up like soon. So just take your time.
Yeah. No, because I want to like these days I'm super motivated for Dark Souls 1 again. Because
Really?
Yeah.
Oh God.
I'm just a bit scared of the damn camera. Like really scared.
Me too, for sure, dude. That camera is painful.
But-
like,
Yeah, like in the background, I haven't told anyone yet actually, but in the background I have been like theorizing a few new routes and stuff that I want to do and test. So probably now with GDQ it will be like my last few Breath of the Wild runs. I will be like done.
I'm doing the back.
And then it will be Mario and Soul series, I think.
yeah,
Somehow I can't
yeah.
tell
You say that now, but
Yeah.
just wait for the next marathon to come around, and you don't know what you have to submit, so you submit yet another Zelda marathon,
Yeah, probably, honestly.
or you just go back to Super SM64, right?
Yeah. No, we'll see, I guess. No, but as I said, really cool to have you here. I hope everyone here in chat enjoyed it as well to see a bit of a new run.
Yeah. I'll be going that.
Okay, now we
So-
can do the back.
Yep, I will also soon go. But then, thank you very much for hanging out. We hear each other, I guess, in the future. And
Bye,
Take
bye,
care.
chat.
Bye,
Bye,
bye.
chat.
hey, I really hope you enjoyed this video. Thank you very much for watching. This was Blindfolded Elden Ring, really exciting run, and if I can have one request of you, please go ahead and check out Pennek's channel, show him some support. He's an amazing guy, amazing speedrunner. He has a YouTube channel and a Twitch channel. He will probably do more Blindfolded Elden Ring, I believe, in the future as well, so go there and check him out. Really cool guy. As always, also big thank you to my Patreons, Farrell, Boris, Benlitz, ZXMany and KingReubs. And see you next time with some more Blindfolded awesomeness. I think I will join the Blindfolded Elden Ring hype soon. Bye bye, take care.